What's up, everybody? PoorCryptoSteve here, and today we're going to talk about accumulation of assets. Right? What do we do with our profits? How do we store them? How do we keep them? What do you want to do with it to ensure you continue to accumulate more of said asset?
What do you mean?
So right now, there's really three ways I kind of see. I'm sure there's probably 50 ways, but what do I do? Once again, not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I do and the things that have worked for me over the years. So why would you want to accumulate assets, right? Let's say Ethereum is 50 cents. You buy $200 worth, it goes to $1. You sell it. Boom, that's $400, right? So you have $400. What are you going to do with that $400? Are you just going to be like, hey, I made $400? Or are you going to reinvest it? And when you want to put it back in, how do you put it back in? Do you just hold cash? It's a taxable event. Now you got to pay taxes on that. And now you have like $360, $350, $320, whatever it is after taxes. And now you're trying to use that. So here we go. Taking profits in cryptocurrency rather than U.S. dollars, or any fiat for that matter. There's some advantages and there's some disadvantages. One is the potential for appreciation. So if you got some profits and you threw it into another crypto coin that happened to be down at the time, that one may rise, right? So one of the ways I like to talk about that is here on the Cardano network. Everything's done in ADA instead of US dollars. So when you look at this, it looks like MinSwap is 6 cents, but it's 0.06 ADA. So if ADA was $1, yeah, it's 6 cents. But right now ADA is 25 cents. So what's that? 1.5 cents? So one of the things that I kind of like to do on the DeFi side is I have ADA in my wallet. We got a whole portfolio. Some of the different coins I have, how much it is in ADA. These are not a lot because I keep most of my stuff in farming. And here's where all my ADA is. So got my little portfolio on here. But one of the things I do when I do have extra ADA, as soon as I have it, if you look at my NAMI wallet, you will see I have a whole 33 ADA in there. And I have some other stuff that just happens to be ash and trash that's just sitting there from moving stuff around, not having equal amounts and things like that. But I don't let my ADA sit. It's always working. Even the ADA that's in here, it's staked to the Crow node, right? So it's earning about anywhere from 3.5 to 4.1% APY a year. So even my ADA that sits still is always earning something. So if we look at MinSwap here, so right now, if I had a bunch of Min, which I do, and if I select Min, I got like 3,000, and if you hit this swap button right here, you can hit that. You can just hit the whole balance, and I can get 238 ADA. Would I want to do that right now? Does that seem like a wise choice? No, Min's down. This is a daily chart. Look how Min is so far down right now. Now, what could be good is if I had more ADA, that would be a chance to buy some Min, right? Buy Min while it's down. One of the things I kind of like to do is Min and AGIX they seem to go back and forth in the opposite direction. So when Min is going down, AGIX seems to be going up. So when Min's down and I have some ADA, I might buy some Min. But then if Min is up and AGIX is down, which right now Min's down and AGIX is starting to come up, but it's not up that high, so I wouldn't do it right now. But if AGIX was here and I sold it, instead of holding that ADA, I would immediately turn around and buy the Min. And I know that might sound confusing, but my whole goal in the entire Cardano side is to always have more ADA. These other coins I like. I believe in the projects, and that's why I hold them. But my ultimate goal is to have more ADA. I want to get 100,000 ADA. I want to have my own node. I want to run a node, a staking node. And that's my goal. I got to get that 100,000 ADA. And until then, the rest of the coins, I just use them to get more ADA. So one of the other things, Coinbase. So say you're starting out, you're new. To me, Coinbase is one of the best places for a newbie to get started. It's a great on-ramp, connects to your bank. It's a great off-ramp. You throw $500 on here, you can put in USD, but I would recommend USDC, and that's because it's APY. This money just sitting in here, it's earning 5% APY. Now, one day I might have $10 in here, one day I might have $1,000, because if I sold this XLM right now, I'd get $279. I would sell it for USDC. It's going to earn interest while I have another limit order in to buy something else when it drops down, right? So if something gets to a certain point, I'm going to sell it. It's going to go into USDC, which is earning interest. That USDC is going to sit there as I have new limit orders to buy more stuff, right? And eventually those numbers just get bigger. And when they get big enough, sometimes you move some back to your bank account, right? So that's a good way. If you don't have a Coinbase, down in my description, I have a link. If you don't trust links, hey, there's just a few numbers like SHA or something weird at the end. That's the referral code. So if you don't want to take the link, slap that referral code in there. You get $10 in free Bitcoin. I get $10 in free Bitcoin once you spend at least $100. I'd say it's more like $105 after fees. So once you've invested $100, an actual true $100, you get $10 in free Bitcoin. And right now we're kind of bottom of the bear market. That $10 in free Bitcoin could be $30, $40 here in a couple years, right? So, hey, why not? Enough shameless plug. Now, what we're really here to talk about, this is a little thing I made. And so this top one is going to talk about if you just came in here, right? And let's say you are perfect, okay? And no one's perfect, but let's just say you are, okay? Let's say you're perfect and you came in here and you hit this bottom right around 35 cents, okay? Let's say you bought Matic at 35 cents. And when I say bottom, this is 19 June of 22, okay? So it's about a year ago, and I'm not going to go a full year. I think it's about a 10-month period. And I went through, and this just took forever when I shot the video, so now I'm doing it with the lines already here. And let's just say you went all the way to the point of right here, but you're super awesome, right? And you found it right at $1.52, right? At $1.52, you knew to pull out, right? Now, at that, you can ignore this middle number because that is what half of your tokens are worth. This number right here is the total amount of what all of your tokens are worth. Okay? Sorry, it's a weird setup trying to get this. So, had you done that and you waited the appropriate, let's see, till February of the following year, you would have made, your $1,000 investment would have become $4,342. Okay, not bad. You more than 3x your money. Okay, but what if you're not perfect? What if you're just like me and you're not perfect, right? So let's just say you saw your buddy get in and he's telling you should have got in, but you finally get in at 40 cents, right? You get in at 40 cents and then you get up here and you're like, oh yeah, it's going to the moon. Well, it doesn't go to the moon. It starts to go back down because you're not perfect. You get scared and you finally sell, right? And you sell at 58 cents. So you bought in at 40 cents. You bought in at 0.4 and you sold at 58 cents, right? So now the way I have this set up is you bought it for $1,000, you got 2,500 coins. Half of those coins are 1,250 coins. So what you did was, this number right here is how much money you got for selling half of those coins. This number is if you sold everything, okay? This far column is if you sold everything you had, that's where you'd be. Now, This $725 you got for selling half your coins comes down here, right? Now you have $725 to spend again, right? So then you're going to come back here and, it comes down and you're like, yeah, it's going to go down. I'm going to get a good price. And it starts to go back up. And you're like, oh my God, I got to get something before it goes too high. So you get in here at, 51.7 cents. I don't know if it'll let me do that 0.7. Probably not. It rounds it up to 52. And now you have 2,600 coins again. And, 13 is the half, right? So how do we have less coins now? I don't know. Let's just keep going, right? Now it comes all the way up, and you ride this wave all the way up to 92.75. We'll call it 93.93. And now you're looking at, you made another $1,200 selling half of those coins, right? Selling half of those coins. Oh, I know what I was looking all the way at the top, not right here. Okay. All right. So once again, you're going to sell half of these coins, right? So you still have 1,233. You're going to move it down here, and it's coming down. It drops down. You're thinking it's going to go, but hey, once again, you're not perfect, right? Comes back up to 79. At 79, you're like, I better sell or I'm going to miss out. And the time goes by. It comes up. You had to buy. I'm sorry. It comes up. You're like, oh, I should have sold, but I didn't. It's down. You're very indecisive. It comes up. This would have been a sweet, sweet chance to sell at $1.05, but you missed it. Now you're like, oh my God, it's under. It's 77 cents. It's coming through. It's bouncing around. And finally you decide, hey, I got to take this 88 cents, right? 88.89. We're going to call that 89 cents. 0.89. You sell. And this goes on and on, right? So here we have the 89. And then we're going to have the 74.74. And we're going to follow this. We're going to follow it. It pops up. And finally, at $1.19, you get a sell again, right? Oh, what happened? The 74 went there. 0.74. This was the $1.19. As you can see, if you sold everything right now at $1.19, you're still close to this guy, right? But you still have time. Time's on your side. It's coming down. You're like, man, I missed it. It's coming up. Oh, it's going down again. I don't want to wait too long. I don't want to miss out. So boom, 85 cents you jump in. Even though it went down to 75. You messed up. AA Ron. But guess what? You went ahead and bought it 85 cents because you had to get in there. And now it's going up. And you're talking to your buddy. Your buddy who's going to end up selling. Your buddy's like, man, I'm holding out. I see $1.50 in the carts. And you're getting nervous. You're calling me. You're like, I don't know, man. It just went back down. And he's like, man, I see $1.50. I'm telling you, you're not watching the charts. You got to pay attention to the charts. It comes up. You're like, okay, you know what? He said $1.50. I can't do this anymore. It's killing me. $1.45. I'm out. You sold. Your buddy stuck around. He stuck around to $1.52. But he's perfect. He bought in at 35 cents. He sold at $1.52. No sweat, no blood, no tears. And I'll tell you what, that doesn't happen. No one gets it that perfect. But guess what? Because you did a little buying and selling, you ended up with more than your buddy, right? You ended up with $5,533. That's accumulating more assets. And why? Because when you finally sold, see, this is the price. This $1.45, you didn't just sell half. You sold all. Okay, this is the price if you sell all at that price. But when it came down to it, your buddy had 28,000 tokens. Okay, 2,857. You had 38.15. Now, let's just say time went by and you didn't sell that, right? You didn't sell there. Or maybe you get bought down here again. Let's say we get into the bull run. And let's just say, I don't know. People say Polygon's going to hit $5, $6, $7. Let's just say it hit $5, right? Just to see the difference. If it hit $5, the Mr. Perfect, 14,285. You, by buying and selling, and we're talking half, right? Every time you do this, you're only selling half your tokens. And then when you put it in, when you sell, when you buy again, the next time you sell, you're only selling half of what you have. But that number's growing each time, right? Each time it's growing, you know. So what I really want to point out is accumulating these assets. You know, it's not about, oh, I made this many dollars. The more of that token you have come the bull run, the more you're going to make. But this is the safest bet, right? This is the safest bet. Buy low, sell high. Yeah, everyone knows that. If that worked for everybody, we'd all be rich, right? But by doing this, and by only selling half, let's say you came down here and you sold, right? Let's say right here you sold half. And then it came down here. You can sell the other half. And then when it finally popped up, I'm sorry, sold half. I got that backwards. Let's say it was coming up and you sold and then it kept going up. You could sell the other half. Or if it was coming down and you bought and then when it comes down, you can buy more. That's how it works. So there we go. That's accumulation. I kind of got a little sidetracked on there, but just wanted to explain that to everybody. And that is definitely one of the things that I like to do. I like to accumulate more. And that's why I do what I do on the DeFi. Farming, very dangerous. Not dangerous, risky. Providing liquidity in some of these. You pull these crazy APRs. These APRs, they don't stay that way. That's just how they are on that particular day. I can tell you this one right here said 65% 4 days ago. It's already dropped. Some of them, they hover around the 20s for a long time. Some of them don't. It just depends on the reward and what they're doing and what the fees are in the pool, how many people are in the pool. It changes all the time. So yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, just keep accumulating. That's really what matters. Like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks. I'm out.